And we are live. So if we have anybody in the chat room yet, doesn't look like it. Looks like we're here all by ourselves. Didn't make an announcement today, so I've been running around trying to get a bunch of things done. So may take us a bit to get somebody in here. Oh, we got one person in the room. Welcome to the American Nomad Podcast. I am your host, Rav Holly. Thanks for joining me. Again, I didn't get to announce today that I was going to be doing the podcast. I literally have been running nonstop pretty much all day long, barely getting in here and getting everything ready to go. Let's see if we can share this over on Facebook. Might bring a few more people in. Well, that didn't work. What happened there? Let's see. And hopefully that posted. Oh, we got two people in the room. Let's see. I wonder who we have in here. Anyway, this episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about my plans to actually escape from California. I know I just rented this new podcast studio, but I do have plans to be leaving California here in the next few months. Not sure exactly how long I'll be here. My brother is getting married in Texas in the mid-October, around October 17th, so I should be in Texas. And don't know if I'll actually return to California if I can get some things maneuvered to actually get out of California. That's my plan anyway, is eventually to get out of California. But to do that, I need to have a working studio or a studio of some sort to be able to do this podcast. Hey, Matilda, good to see you. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's always, oh, then we got 5 people in the room. Got 1 thumbs up already. It's always such a pleasure. 6 people. It's always such a pleasure when I get all of these familiar faces in here. Makes it really fun. So the 6 people we have in here, I don't know if I want to stream 7. I don't know if I want to stream every day at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but I may. I don't know if I want to do a live stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to do a live stream, and then I will do just regular videos, produce videos for different topics on Tuesday. Let's see. Tuesday and Thursday, and then do live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then take the weekend off just to mess around and do whatever I want to do, which is probably going to be mostly gaming, streaming, doing that. Anyway, we got 6 people in the room. Joshua Rialto back in the house. All right, Trav, Chevy Life. Dude, better when you get to Texas, holler at you. Yeah, I sure will, dude. My brother's getting married in Brownfield, right outside of Lubbock. You know where Brownfield is, Trav. I used to drive an old truck right through that country, if I remember right. So, yeah, he's getting married in Brownfield. God, I think it's October 17th. And so I should be in Texas for his wedding if everything goes right. I hate making plans because when I do, something goes south. But hopefully, yeah, I'll be there around Gary Miller. Love the new studio. Thank you, Gary. Good to see you in the chat, buddy. I haven't seen you in here in a while, if ever. Have you ever been in the chat before? Anyway, yeah, so that is the plan, is to escape from LA. I'm looking, there's a guy that was going to be in here. I don't know if he actually made it to the stream, but a gentleman out in Florida who actually owns the bus. He actually owns the bus that I really like. I've never been a bus type guy. For those of you that are nomads going to like RTR, and the people that are living in full-time school, they call them schoolies, converted school buses that they built into RVs. It's really not my, it's not my style. Bus isn't my style necessarily. But this one bus that I found that was a blood bank bus that this gentleman out in Florida has, I really do like it because it doesn't have all the school bus windows. One of the things I do not like about school buses is they have all of those freaking windows, on at every seat. And that's just too many windows. I like more privacy than having all those windows. And this bus, being a blood bank bus, actually has it doesn't have school bus windows. It actually has like the oblong windows that you would see in an RV. So I really like that with this bus. And the other thing I like about this bus is it's got a 1200 kilowatt generator. Is that right? 12 kilowatt generator. Yeah, 12 kilowatt generator that's built into the bus. So it's got 3 air conditioners on the roof. So, I mean, even if I'm going to be in the middle of the desert, it would stay nice and cool. It all runs off diesel. And the thing I love most about the bus is I just rolled my Snap-on truck. It's got the 24 valve Cummins in it. It's a little bit more powerful than the 6BT. It's the turbo Cummins turbo 24 valve. But I just rolled it over 250,000 miles. And the bus that I'm looking at only has 66,000 miles on a 6BT, Cummins 6BT. So that would be a great chassis to build whatever I want to build. And what I really want to build is, like everybody else that are doing conversions, they do a conversion to make it look like this really, I'm single. I'm a single guy. All of these people that are doing bus conversions are doing them for usually couples, and they're making them look like these amazing cabins and tiny homes and stuff like that. They look like it's the inside of the bus looks like a cabin you would find out in the woods. That's not really my style, being a single guy. I want something that I can work out of that's more like an office. So if I can build that bus and make an office, a real podcast studio in that office, then I wouldn't actually need this office. And then I could be free to roam anywhere I want to roam. And when I bought the Snap-on truck, that was my plan with the Snap-on truck. But the funny thing is I've come to the conclusion it's just not big enough. As crazy as that sounds, I would rather have the MT55, which is the longer version. So yeah, let's see. Generator Jeff. So Generator Jeff is the gentleman right there. He's in the room. Good to join. Glad you could join us, Generator Jeff. So if anybody's looking for a Generator Jeff on Facebook, he's got a Facebook page called Generator Jeff, and he actually does use generators. So if you need a generator for one of your RVs or for a bus conversion or anything like that, he pulls generators out of old RVs and stuff and cleans them up and gets them ready to sell. So you can get a generator from Generator Jeff, and Generator Jeff is the man that owns the bus that I'm looking at. That I would like to have. And it's got a 12 kilowatt generator built into the bus. It's diesel. It runs off of the diesel in the bus. And the thing that's the biggest turn on about this bus is that it wasn't a school bus, one. So it's got very low mileage. 66,000 miles on a bus chassis is very, very low. So I really love that about the bus. And I think I could really build a nice office and podcast studio. I think I could transform everything in here. I would have to change the lighting up because this is a 4-foot octo light that I have up here that lights this whole thing up right here. And I would have to change the lighting up a little bit, but I could actually do that. And I think I could build a really good podcast studio in the bus. Let's see. Chevy Life says, I just found an old prison bus on police auction site. Looked super clean, about 140,000 miles. Yep. Those are good buses too, because they weren't used as school buses. So any buses pretty much that's not a school bus is what I look for. And like I said, I'm not really a bus guy, but the bus that Generator Jeff has, it's a Bluebird, and I really like it. I have a lot of friends of mine that have schoolies. Transcendence Existence. Most of my friends that have school buses have cut the roofs off of them and done a roof raise. That makes them even bigger. My friend Chris Penn from Tiny Home Tours on YouTube, and he has a YouTube channel called the Off Grid Schoolie. That guy has 9 battle-born lithium-ion batteries in that bus. 9. So that's around $9,000 because those batteries are about $1,000 a piece, just as battery bank. And that doesn't include all of his other solar and stuff. But he runs that bus completely off grid all the time. Generator Jeff says, I can post the link to the bust here if you like for your viewers. Hey, that would be awesome, Generator Jeff. I think I've posted it on my Facebook, but yeah, that would be cool if you could post the link, Generator Jeff. That would be awesome. The thing about Chevy Life, the thing about buying a regular bus is I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and taking all of those freaking seats out of a bus is a real pain in the butt. And then once you get them out, trying to find somebody that'll take them is a pain in the butt. So that's more work than I'm looking at if I was to do the bus route. Like I bought the Snap-on truck, and I've still not even taken the shelves out of it. I'm using the shelves, but to build that Snap-on truck out, I would have to get all the shelves taken out, and I've never removed the shelves. I basically bought the Snap-on truck with the idea that I would wait, see how I liked it, see if I wanted to go ahead and build it out. I really thought I would build it out when I bought it. But at this point, I think I want something with a generator built into it, even though I'm going to have solar power. I think having a built-in generator is, having a built-in generator, if you're going to live in a rig, is really the way to go, because you have electricity all the time. And I've never had a rig that's got a built-in generator. I've always went around that. Joshua Rialto says, is it possible to shorten a schoolie or an old 80s Crown coach, maybe under 22 feet? You can get a little short bus, Joshua Rialto, like the short buses that, they call it the short bus. Jax Austin, he started out on one of those little buses, and they're less than 22 feet. They're little school buses, and you can get them in a diesel. I saw one in Joshua Tree that was a 4-wheel drive, and it had a 6 BT Cummins in it, and it was a really cool bus. He had a wood stove in that thing, and it was a really, really nice bus. Gary Miller says, what about a short bus like a ride? Yeah, I mean, that's what we're talking about. But what I've found out, though, is when I started this whole living in a vehicle thing, when I bought Bertha is 23 foot, and I can park her in a regular parking place. I can even park her at a meter in downtown LA. The Snap-on truck is the exact same length, 23 foot, the same as a Sprinter, a Mercedes, the 2500 Sprinter. They're 23 feet as well. So you can park them. You can actually fit them into a meter. But what I found is I wanted the convenience of being easy to park, being in LA when I was originally looking at a rig. I'm not going to be looking at being in LA anymore. I'm looking to get out of LA and live more on the road, live more in nice rural areas, around state parks, BLM land, Arizona, other places. I'm just looking to travel more. I've been stuck here in LA because I work here. But my goal is to get this podcast to a certain point and maybe find another stream of income to where I can actually afford to be out on the road and not have to worry about being stuck here in LA because of a job. I've got a storage unit here with some storage, but I just don't want to be tied to LA anymore. I tied myself down with the last job I took, but then it's a catch-22 situation. If you don't have the money people that think it's super cheap to travel in an RV or a bus or anything else, it's not. Don't kid yourself. As long as, like in LA, I can stay stationary. I can find just a few places to park, and I can pretty much stay stationary where I'm not spending much on fuel. Like I filled my Snap-on truck up night before last, and I probably hadn't filled it up in a month and a half. It had been so long I forgot. I was in Palm Springs. No, it was longer than I was in Palm Springs. So it was probably a month ago, 3 weeks ago that I was in Palm Springs. And that's the last time I put diesel in my truck. So when I have a nucleus and I just stay right around that little spot. So it saves a lot of money. But when you get out on the road, you spend a lot of money traveling. But anyway, back to my story. As far as a bus, I want a bigger rig. I want more living space. I never thought I would say that because that is right the opposite of my ideology or my method to my madness. When I started this, when I very first started into van life, the smaller I could get, that was bigger than like a VW bus, I could not do that. But like I wanted something like a B class camper, something small and like a regular van, that you could get in and out of places and park it easy and stuff like that. I don't care about that anymore. I want something that's big enough that I have enough space in it to build out what I want to build out, so I can have a living quarters, a sleeping quarters, and an office. And for me, uh, like I said, an office like this that I can work out of and enjoy working out of is actually more important to me than like a nice kitchen area or a nice, I want to have a little kitchen with a stove and stuff like that, but I'm not trying to build out no immaculate. I want it to look more like a command center that the SWAT team would use than a freaking, Instagram uh, cabin interior. If I had a girlfriend or a wife or something like that, it might be different. Or if I settle down with a girl, it might be different. But at this point, I don't. I just want something that I can build. So I'm not paying rent. I'm paying rent on this space. But if I could get a bus that's big enough for me to build out, that I can move around the country and do my podcast every day, then I don't need to rent a space anymore, and that would be ideal for me. And that's my goal. I'm not sure if it'll work out, but that's the goal. But what I'm doing now, the reason I rented this office is to try to get this podcast to a point where it's making a little bit of money and that can support me out on the road. And hopefully if I can find a couple more streams of income, if that makes sense. The RAV Mobile, Matilda said, yes, the RAV Mobile. As a matter of fact, if I ever if I got personalized plates, it'd probably be American Nomad, but the RAV Mobile is not a bad one either. Let's see. We have 11 people in the room, 6 thumbs up. I appreciate those thumbs up, guys. So anyway, back to I talked about earlier. I'm not sure. Hey, JBK, good to see you, buddy. Made it late, a bit late. Oh, it's okay. No worries on the late. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this podcast every single day. I don't want to burn out and I don't want to burn you guys out. You probably don't want to listen to me ramble every day. So I'm trying to figure out a regular schedule. So right now I'm looking possibly at Monday. It's all going to be at 7:30 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 p.m. to do these live streams, and then on Tuesday and Thursday, I will probably do a video, just a topics video that will just be a regular produced video that's not a live stream. Generator Jeff says, plus the rear 2 rooms make an ideal interview booth if you put a studio window. Yeah, don't know. Yeah, possibly. I was actually probably looking if I'd have to look at the bus, Jeff. You have the bus, so you know exactly what it looks like. I've just looked at your video. Probably what I would be more looking at is building like the back of the bus into a living quarters, or having the bedroom and stuff back there. Build an interior wall that separates my bed and everything, my living area and the bathroom and everything, and then have the studio be the front of the bus, and then have a little kitchenette, kind of where the microwave and stuff is now when you first walk on the bus. And then after you get past that little kitchenette, have like a desk there, like an L-shaped desk, where I could, have the podcast installed in the wall. It will look exactly like an interview booth. Yeah, that's That's what I'm thinking. One thing I did want to ask you, Generator Jeff, is I've watched your videos of that bus. How loud is that generator when it's running? Is that generator so loud? Because I know it's a 12 kilowatt generator. So is it so loud that it would really overpower like the sound? So you couldn't run the generator probably if I was doing the podcast? I mean, it's not a big deal because I'll be installing a lot of solar on the bus, probably about 1,500 watts. Try to get to somewhere around 1,250 to 1,500 watts of solar, 24-volt solar system with a 5 kilowatt lithium ion battery that weighs 160 pounds. I've already got everything. I've already got all the solar panels. I actually have 10 425 watt solar panels that I actually got for the Snap-on truck, but would probably go in the bus. Moderately, but we can modify it to make it quieter. One big thing that you do is put airbags on all four corners where it's mounted to isolate the vibration noise, which it did not have. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Probably doing some added insulation to the generator housing, the box, probably as well. Maybe some soundproofing or sound dampening material that's heat proof, maybe would help quieten it down. I mean, the thing is, if I get enough solar and I have enough battery, 5 kilowatt battery, lithium ion, then I could probably run all of this stuff. I could probably run all of this stuff without having the generator, and then just start the generator up after the podcast is over and charge the batteries back up. That's my thought, anyway. Well, we got 7 people in the room and 7 thumbs up. That's awesome, guys. Appreciate that. And we got 8 people in the room and 8 thumbs up. So Trav, my buddy Trav there, I talked about it yesterday on the podcast. His mom's car was stolen. He actually sent me some pictures of it. And that car was so mint. I mean, it didn't have a scratch on it. And whoever stole it, they pretty much trashed it. So what are you going to do with it now, Trav? It's probably not worth a lot of money since the guy's wrecked it. Chevy Life says just buy an RV. Let's see. Go look at that link on the prison bus. It's crazy. Did you send me a link, Trav? Generator Jeff says you can also get an inverter style quiet gas generator, which will run one roof AC, and that can use whenever you're using it as a studio. That's a great idea, Generator Jeff. Just so you know, I actually have I have a large, it's called a 6-in-1. It's a 2,500 watt inverter, pure sine wave inverter. It's an 80 amp MPPT charger. It is a battery charger. I think it's 55 amp battery charger. It's called a 6-in-1, and it's a 24 volt. And I've got that for my solar install for the 1,250 watts of solar that I want to put on there. So yeah, I think I'll have plenty of power. Chevy Live says it's a mechanic special. It's for sale, $1,500. Yes, I posted a link in the comments. I don't see it. Guess the link didn't work. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Trav. Text it to me. You can't post links. I'm sorry, guys. You can't post links in the comments. I had to turn it off because at one point we got some guy in here that was spamming his article. Ambo Life will remember that. They're not in the room. But yeah, I had some guy that was just spamming his article like every 2 seconds. So I ended up having to disable all the links in the comments. I apologize for that. I forgot I had to do that. So is that prison bus already built out? What is the deal with Ralph? Send me the pictures of it, the link to it. And 140,000 miles, that is low mileage. Oh yeah, okay. I got the link. Trav. Let's see what it looks like. And I don't want to jinx it. I'm superstitious about stuff like this. I don't usually say anything because it jinxes it, but there's a possibility that I do. I just got off the phone with a really interested buyer in Bertha for Sunday. They're coming to look at it Sunday, and they're bringing over $10,000 in cash. So if everything works out, I may have Bertha sold. Wait, how much is this bus, Travis? You said it's $1,500. This is like a big Provost. This isn't like a old school bus. So Jeff, generator Jeff, that's in the room, he has got like a Provost, like a tour bus, like like a rock star, like Motley Crue would be touring in. He's got a very expensive bus. It's like this prison bus, but it's a luxury bus. It's got water tanks in this bus. Why do they have a water tank in a sheriff bus? Tulsa Sheriff Department. Oh, I like that cool window over the tires. You guys can't see anything I'm looking at. It's got a toilet. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's not going to focus. Can you see it? It's got a bathroom, a toilet. I like the storage under the floor. It's got a lot of storage. I do like that. A whole bunch of crates. I want to see the interior. These are all exterior. Oh, wow. Man, it would be a lot of work. No, it's not too bad. It's got, you could just use those partitions of these the cages and just make walls. Just frame those out. Just use those this metal framing is just use it as a studs and bolt your wood to it or whatever. Yeah, this would probably be a pretty easy conversion. It says the current price is $7,700. My deal is, and the time left is, so the first offer was 5,000 and now it's up to 7,700. My deal is, it's a 2009. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that is, it's an MCI prison bus. Could be converted to travel or an RV. Decals, red and blue emergency lights have been removed or broken, as well as emergency equipment. Yeah, my deal is I don't want this type of bus. They're very expensive. I know somebody that had to have one towed, and I think the tow was, what was the tow? $1,500, and then they had to have some engine work done, and I think it was like $12,000 to get the engine work done. So I'm trying to stay. I'm looking like at a budget Bluebird, something that's easy to work on, easy to fix. Cumming 6BT engine. When you get into these big tour-like buses, just the tires on this bus alone is like $3,000. More than that, probably like $3,500 if you had to replace the tires. And don't get me wrong, they're nice buses, but it's just it's not really what I'm looking for to build out, if that makes sense for myself. What I'm looking at is exactly like what Jeff has is that Bluebird. There's a short Bluebird that my friend Gloria, she did with Moonscapes. She did a bus that was the short bus, and it came out absolutely amazing. Getting a bunch of people texting me now. Let's see. Okay. So Generator Jeff, I sent you the link, Generator Jeff, to, let's see. I didn't even see what engine was in that bus. Yeah, I didn't notice either. 140,000 miles is pretty low mileage, but my whole thing is that's like those big luxury Provost motorhomes, and they're very, 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 very pricey to get worked on. And one thing I tell people, like, if you have a rig like Bertha, like my old Dodge camper van, you know, having like $5,000 in the bank, that's your little nest egg. You don't want to really be traveling anywhere around the country unless you have like $5,000 in the bank for emergencies. Because the thing about it is when you're living in an RV like that, and like which Travis Chevy Life in the room is the one that repaired the headers on Bertha. The headers on Bertha are Doug Thorley headers, and they were discontinued like 10 or 15 years ago. So you can't replace those headers unless you had some custom built by a hot rod shop or something, which would be astronomically expensive. So Travis Chevy Life is the one that pulled the headers off Bertha. Him and I pulled the headers off Bertha, and he actually fixed them. And it's been going on 2 years ago. And but still, you want to have some money saved up, or in just a slush fund account, just because of emergencies. If you break down, you're going to have to be in a hotel you might have to be in a hotel while your RV's in the shop, or while your motorhome's in the shop. If you're driving a big bus, or like, like with my Snap-on truck, even, now I want at least a couple more $1,000, because that Snap-on truck is way more expensive to work on than Bertha is. Any commercial vehicles, everything goes way, way up in price. Step Van Dan, welcome, Step Van Dan. How's the weather in Minnesota? He says hello from Minnesota. Chevy Life says it'd be a bitchin' zombie apocalypse bus. Yeah, it would be, Travis. The only problem with the biggest problem with buses is they're so hard to get off road. My Snap-on truck doesn't do. I took my Snap-on truck to the middle of the desert one night in Joshua Tree, and I really thought I was going to get stuck. And I was going through some pretty hellacious stuff, and it made it. But a bus, I would be pretty leery about taking a bus through there. Steph Van Dan says, I love my 74 Chevy P20 2.5 ton. Yeah, you got a great little vehicle there. That's easy to work on, easy to find parts. I bet you have a 350 Chevy in that thing, in that G20, don't you? Or that P20. What engine do you have in your Step Van, Dan? The Ford chassis of Step Van and the Chevy, you can't beat those. Mine's a Freightliner, and I like the Freightliner, the diesel, because it's a lot more durable. Step Van Dan says, yes, sir. Yeah, you have that 350. You can find parts literally. You can stop on the side of the road and go find an old 350 Chevy in an old junk truck and pull an alternator or something off of it on the side of the road. 350s are everywhere. They're probably the most produced engine of all engines, I would say. So if you need parts for a 350, you won't have any problem finding it. Bertha is my motorhome, has got a 440 in it. And the funny thing about the 440 in Bertha is that engine that's in Bertha is called a regular 440 that was in like a hot rod, like a Barracuda or like a Roadrunner, or all those Dodge or Plymouth hot rods back in the day in the 70s, early 80s. Those engines were called a 440-1. People don't know this. I didn't know this until I bought Bertha. Those engines are called a 440-1. And then Dodge manufactured another 440 that was called a 440-2 that had different heads on it. And it was built to have more torque. And it was put in RVs, mostly motorhomes. It was basically built as a heavier duty engine of the 440. That's, the 442 is a higher torque engine, lower RPMs, higher torque. And even the thermostat's different. Getting a thermostat for a 440-1 that you would put like in a Barracuda or something is not the thermostat that goes in a 440-2. So that's something that I learned because I just thought it had a 440. I thought Bertha just had a regular 440 engine, so which was not the case. Tasha Teeling, what transmission is in Bertha? You know what? I don't even know what transmission that is. Somebody told me one time that's what transmission it was, but I can't remember what they told me. It's just a Dodge automatic transmission. Generator Jeff says, Chevy Life emailed me the link to the Model Tour Bus RAV. I did not get the link if you forwarded it. Yeah, I did. I sent it to your text message. I didn't send it to, I sent it to your phone. I didn't send it to, yeah, it shows that it went through to your phone, your 727 area code number. Chevy Life says a Torque Flight 727 Trans, probably RAV. Yeah, you're probably right. I think that sounds familiar. So we have 12 people in the room, 11 thumbs up. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. One thing I want to touch on really quick. I don't have that many people in here to hear this, but I get so many people like Travis for Chevy Life. You're one of them for sure. Generator Jeff, you're another one. You guys always message me on the instant messenger for Facebook. I get probably 12 to 50 messages a day on Facebook Messenger. All the people that don't have my phone number, they always message me on Facebook Messenger. So I don't get I check the Facebook Messenger like maybe once or twice a day, and I'll literally get to maybe 5 or 6 messages on there. I try to go through and get the people I know and the most important, because I have people just sending me random stuff. I'm always talking about politics and stuff on my Facebook. So people forward me videos and all kinds of things. My freaking light. I've got my light on back here, but it's not showing up like it's supposed to. I don't know what the deal is. Just go ahead and turn it off. It's not doing anything. I think I might have the light too bright. Let's see. And I'm going, let's see. Oh yeah, I'd hit this thing for somehow. Let's see. Oh, there we go. This thing keeps changing the I love this light, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. There we go. Now this light should work. Let's turn it back on. That's better. A little better anyway. I don't know. It looks a little too dark to me now. How's it look to you guys? Turn it up a little. There we go. And you can't see the print. Oh, well, I'll have to work on that. It's all setting new things up. Hey, Eve, Brooklyn Bulldog. Good to see you, Eve. Got to roll here. Email stepvandan@gmail. Will do, Dan. Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. Appreciate that. So I'm curious, what is everybody doing in quarantine life these days? Is anybody working? We have anybody that is essential employees? What's everybody doing these days? Here in LA, traffic is, I'm not going to say it's back to normal, but it seems like people are just going about their business, doing whatever they were doing before. And just so you guys know, this podcast today we're at 40 minutes, almost 41 minutes. I'm just going to run it for an hour today. JBK says, yes, working from home programmer. Dude, you've got the perfect job. Are you programming and what are you programming? C++? Hacking Hollywood. What's going on, Noah? Hey, Rav, I'm going to try and download that game now. Do it, do it, do it. Okay, buddy, my buddy Noah, you just got in the room. This is for my buddy Noah, because my buddy Noah, my buddy Travis too, but Travis not so much. But my buddy Noah knows my luck. JBK says, Python mostly, some JavaScript. You know, I started learning JavaScript and PHP because I wanted to design CSS, cascading style sheets, back in, 15 years ago, I guess, when they started getting popular. I learned old HTML and HTML and HTML. I used to actually write HTML and HTML to design websites back in the day, before you got like Dreamweaver MX and stuff that you can just drag and drop stuff. We used to have to code websites by hand. And then after Dreamweaver MX started coming out, I started trying to learn C++, and I wanted to learn programming, but I just wasn't smart enough to do it. So you're a genius, JBK. I wish I knew how to program JavaScript. Tasha Teeling says, same as always, traveling, working when I feel like it, anxiety inducing environment right now. Yeah, I'm glad you got your water pump done. I got your message, said you got it finished this morning, I believe. Nothing worse than having mechanical issues. It's a pain in the butt. Recently got Gary Miller, you recently got a new job. Congratulations, buddy. Anyway, Hacking Hollywood, my buddy Noah right there. So I have two computers. I'm gonna give you this is my luck. I have two computers. So I have this Alienware computer that is what we're on right now, is this Alienware computer. I bought this Alienware computer because it's what's called a small form computer. So I bought this computer to go into Spirit, the Snap-on truck. For those that don't know, I name all my vehicles that I live in. Bertha is my camper van, my 82 Dodge camper van, and then Spirit is the new Snap-on truck with the big American flag on the back of it, the Snap-on flag. Anyway, so I bought this Alienware that's right down here on the floor. It's a small what's called a small form computer, which I actually have a computer bag that I can take it all apart and put it in the computer bag and carry it like a little bit larger laptop. So I bought it to be a gaming computer and a computer so I could do this podcast in my Snap-on truck Spirit. Well, when I got my office, I ended up taking it out of Spirit and actually put it in the office because I bought this other computer that's down here that is a Dell Inspiron T3600, which is a server, which is a computer that was about $7,000 about 6 years ago when it was new. And I stumbled onto this YouTube video that was talking about what great computers they are to use as a gaming computer now, because they're almost the equivalent of what a brand new i7 chip is. Like the ninth generation chip is like a 9700, I guess, is the new i7. This thing is like a equivalent of about a i7 7800. It's not as fast as the new 9700, but it's still ranks up there with like a 2018, 2019 model PC that if you went and bought a brand new Alienware gaming PC, this Dell Inspiron T3600 is that good of a unit because it was built as a server. It's not a PC, it's a server. So when I saw this YouTube video, I was like, that is insane. And I didn't have the Alienware at that time. I didn't have a gaming computer. I was just wanting to get back into gaming. I started playing with my buddy Noah. He's big into playing Halo on Xbox. And I used to play all the time on PC. I was a big PC gaming person back in the Quake and Duke Nukem. And I was one of the top 200 players in the world playing a couple of games, which the main game that I always played was Unreal Tournament. I played all through the Unreal Tournaments, and I was really good at Unreal Tournament. And so I'm not very good at a controller. My fingers just don't work right on the controller. And so I play with Noah, and he just blows me away. So I decided I wanted to try to get back into playing some games, and I bought an Xbox. I have an Xbox in the Snap-on truck. I haven't played it I bought it in San Diego, and I haven't used it probably 8 months, 8 months. I paid like almost $200 for the thing. I played it a little bit. It was kind of fun, but I just kind of lost interest in it because I'm a PC gamer person. So anyway, when I decided I got my office over there at SVO, I decided I'm going to get a computer and start seeing if I can game. But I didn't have any money really to buy a computer. I had really no money to be splurging on any kind of computer. So what I did was I got on YouTube searching for cheap gaming computers, and so I came across this video that's for the Dell T3600. I watched the video and I was like, that is amazing. So I went to the Facebook Market group right away and I put in Dell 3600. And I found the Dell 3600 in Westminster, California, which I was in downtown LA, so it's out here where I am. But I found one for $145. So I jumped on it. I was like, hey, man, if you still got that computer, I'm coming to get it. He goes, yeah, I still have it. I said, does it have a graphics card in it? And he's like, no, it's got one in it, but it's not a very good one. It won't work for gaming. I was like, well, that's okay, because I can get a graphics card for it for like $100. So I'll be into the gaming computer for about $245 and have like a really good gaming computer. So I jumped in my truck, drove all the way out to Westminster, bought the computer. Great. Drove back to the office, hooked it all up, and I ended up downloading like Unreal Tournament, Quake, and a bunch of those old games that I used to play, and it works fine for those games. It works great. But then I realized it was too big for the Snap-on truck. So I started looking at smaller form computers, and that's when I found the Alienware that I have here now. So I ended up getting the Alienware, which is, I saw one on eBay yesterday for $780, and I paid $250 for this Alienware on the Facebook Market. The problem with this Alienware, though, is it's only got 8 gigs of RAM in it. And for playing like Call of Duty and streaming and having all of this stuff up, 8 gigs of RAM just doesn't cut it. So the Dell that I have actually has 16 gigs of RAM, and it's actually more powerful than the Alienware, but it doesn't have a graphics card in it. So I was like, well, I should just bite the bullet and get a graphics card for it because I'm having a lot of lagging when I'm streaming gaming. So I decided to get a graphics card today for the Dell. So I found a graphics card. The guy wanted $220 for the graphics card. I wasn't going to pay that for it. And I just sent him an offer, and I'm like, hey, man, I'll give you $140 for that graphics card. And he goes, oh, I can't do that. I was like, okay, no worries. I didn't figure you could, but it's all good. And I was like, yeah, I was just going to leave it at that. And then he messaged me back and he goes, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 150. I don't know. I think he wanted 150, but anyway, we settled on 140. And, but he messaged me back and he goes, you know what? Yeah. He goes, if you want the graphics card and you got the cash, come get it. I was like, okay. So, I went and got the graphics card. And I was so excited. Here it is. This is a GTX 1060. It's got 6 gigabytes of internal memory for the GPU. So this is a great graphics card for this Dell 3600 I have. Um, the Alienware that I have down here, it actually came with a GTX 970, which has 4 GB of internal memory. And it's a great card as well, but it's not as good as this one. But I was going to put this card in and hook everything up and be streaming on the Dell today. And then this 1060 ended up having an 8-pin plug. It's got an 8-pin plug. So none of the 1060s have none of the GTX 1060s have an 8-pin plug. You're supposed to have to go to a 1070 or a 1080. All of those have an 8-pin plug. This has got an 8-pin plug. Well, my computer doesn't have an 8-pin connector. It's got 2 6-pins. So I had to order a freaking 6 to 8-pin connector, and it'll be here like Monday or Tuesday. So it doesn't matter what I do. And then I looked, and every other card, every other 1060 that was on the Facebook market, they were all 6-pin connectors. I ended up getting the only card that was on the Facebook market with an 8-pin connector that I can't use right now without getting an adapter for it, which I don't have. And you can't even go buy it. I even called Fry's, and they don't even have them. So that is my luck. That is exactly how shit goes for me. Like everybody else, like anybody else can go, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go buy a graphics card. They go buy a graphics card. They put it right in their computer and they're good to go. Not me. Nope. I got to wait. Got to wait. I bought a pair of headphones the other day because I couldn't get this microphone. I could not get this microphone to work when I'm gaming. And that's another thing that I do. After I get through this stream, I will be gaming on when I did my stream yesterday, when it finished, I got on and I was playing Call of Duty from about 7 p.m. till 5 a.m. this morning, streaming on Facebook. Then after I got through with the stream, I decided just to check it and look at it. And the video is so laggy, you can't even watch it. That's another reason that I'm building the Dell now, because I think this Alienware, it's a very small computer, and I think it just doesn't have enough power to handle all of these things that's running. Let me get back to your chat. I'm just kind of ranting. But anyway, that's the kind of luck I have. And only my buddy Noah knows my kind of luck. Nobody has the kind of luck I have. And one of my biggest downfalls of my personality is I hate waiting. I'm like a freaking woman when it comes to waiting on stuff. Like sometimes I could order something on eBay. And so today's Wednesday, I could order something on eBay and it'll say it'll be here Friday. And I'll look on Facebook Market and there'll be one in the valley. It'll be freaking in Calabasas, which is 45, 50 miles away. And I'll drive all the way to Calabasas to pick it up. So I have it right now. I don't have to wait on it. I mean, I love the convenience of like Amazon and eBay and being able to order stuff. But there's times when I just want to go get it. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to wait on it. I just want to get it, have it done. Like if I want this American screwdriver, I don't want to have to order it on Amazon and wait overnight for it to come. I just want to go get it right now and have it in my hand. And when Amazon came out, I was like, it'll never take off because there's too many people like me that just want instant gratification. Right now, they want it. Let me get back in here and see what people are talking about. Gary Miller says, Tasha Teeling says, oh, Gary Miller, you got a job doing cannabis delivery driver. That's a job I could do. I could do that. I'm probably qualified to do that. You know, I talked to a guy the other night. I had to take a lift all the way from Fullerton, all the way to freaking Compton to pick up Bertha, because that's where Bertha, I got her out of the impound. So I had to take a lift all the way across town. And the guy that picked me up, I went late at night. And the guy that picked me up, he picked me up here like at 11, I think. Not quite 11. Yeah, it was 11. I think it was right at 11. And took me all the way across town. And then to get Bertha, so I could drive Bertha back over across town back to Fullerton. And he said that he was making $2,000 a week, working 60 hours a week doing Lyft. I was like, really? Because he was driving a really nice, he picked me up in like a Tacoma 4-door pickup, and it was a really nice pickup. And I was like, wow. I was like, aren't you like worried about like just ruining your ruining your pickup, like putting all these miles on it. And he told me that he had made enough money driving Lyft that he had paid the pickup off. It was already paid off, and he was just going to trade it in and get another one when it got so many miles on it. I was like, that's not a bad idea. But I was like, man, maybe I should just buy like a little car just to do Lyft, just to do Lyft in, just to make some added income. But I don't know how much. He said that they're not hurting right now because of the pandemic, but I just didn't think there would be that many people that would be using their services right now. Let's see. Tasha Tilling says, I like your new space. I like the one with no ceiling too, though. Yeah, same here. I like the higher ceiling in my other space. I like the other space had more of an industrial look to it, which is more of a photography creative looking space. This is just an office. This is like a corporate office and like a corporate office building. It's a 2-story corporate building where, it locks. You got to have keys to get in. There's 2 keys. I have 2 interior. I have a door key to the front of the office building, and then an interior to get into where the offices is, and then a key to get into my office. So everything locks up like at night and everything. But this place has great air conditioning. I literally have to put my hoodie on because it gets too cold in here. Gary Miller says, since schools haven't officially started back yet, I haven't been able to teach robotics. Since my season ended abruptly in March, we ended up having our state and world championships canceled. Yeah, everything's gotten canceled, Gary. That's all part of it. All part of this new COVID world we're all living in. P2E, hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Detox D, what's going on, buddy? He says, welcome back. Welcome, Detox. Detox T said, should I keep my old Chevy RV or shoot for an off-grid minivan? That's a good one, dude. So my buddy Travis, Chevy Live, said get a motorhome early or something like that. And I'm going to tell you why people that are full-time nomads, why they get out of motorhomes. Because a lot of people that are not into this lifestyle, they don't understand, like, why don't they just go get an RV? Because an RV's already got a bedroom in it, a kitchen, a generator. It's got everything set up already for you. So why would you buy this old school bus and have to tear all the seats out of it and do all of this building when you could just go buy an RV? The reason we do that is because, like, a commercial school bus chassis, that thing is, or even a city bus or any of those things are meant to run 24/7. They can run like a jet airplane all the time. An RV is built on like a regular Ford chassis. It's built like like what you buy at the dealership that you drive, a Ford chassis. And then the walls are paper thin and they're just built horribly, which luckily for me, my RV Bertha is a custom built RV. So it's not like that. It's built more like a sailboat. But still, if you get like like my Snap-on truck, which is an MT45 Freightliner, that thing can hold 22,000 pounds. So you don't have to worry about your building materials. You can put a real kitchen counter in that thing if you want a kitchen counter. You can build out a real shower stall like you would have in a house with ceramic tile, marble floor, whatever you want to use. So you can build that thing to be like a tank where it'll last. Where an RV, if you've ever seen like an RV wreck, like on YouTube, there's like RV wrecks. It's so funny because if you see an RV wreck, the whole thing just shreds like a house of cards. That thing is so lightly put together, the whole thing just disintegrates. And the reason that us longtime nomads, we want a real chassis to build on. Let's see. Freedom Dove. What is going on, Freedom Dove? Good to see you. Let's see. I'm behind on the chat, guys. Sorry. But should you keep your old Chevy RV or shoot for an off-grid minivan? I don't know, Detox. That one's up to you. I I don't know about living in a minivan. If you can do a minivan, it'd be very economical. If you're more into economics, the minivan is going to be way more economical than the old Chevy RV. JBK says, I had a Lyft driver that was renting the car from Lyft. I don't remember the numbers, but he made it sound like it's worth it. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. The only way I would do something like that, JBK, is if I could buy the vehicle. I don't want to be paying a payment or anything on a vehicle that I'm running into the ground. If I could find like a nice Nissan Maxima for like $3,500 that, I could go and get it detailed and clean it up and, just use it just for doing Lyft and Uber. That would basically be a car that it's going to junk it. You're going to put so many miles on it. It'll be junk. So you just sell it for like $1,500 once you use it, but you just use it to make a living with. But it's just like van life. I see all these van lifers go out and buy like a $133,000 Winnebago Sprinter. I'm like, are you out of your mind? They have like a $1,300 a month payment and they're trying to do van life. I mean, you're doing van life to try to you're being a minimalist. So you want to pay everything cash and have no bills. That's my whole goal anyway. Tasha Teeling says, I love industrial stuff. Yeah, same here. Hacking Hollywood says, I did robotics in high school, but I was the video guy for it. Now I'm 29 and wish I paid more attention to builds. Yeah, there's a lot of money in that, Noah. Hacking Hollywood. Tasha Teeling says, you can do about anything in industrial areas versus that's why I love my shop. Yep. Motorhomes are built like crap. Yep. Freedom Dove says, what's up, everyone? Hacking Hollywood says, I don't mean to stir the pot, but when Tesla launches their self-driving taxis, Ubers, and Lyft, will either adapt or go out like Blockbuster. That's very true, Noah, but here's something that I hate to bust all of your bubbles on the self-driving trucks and the self-driving Uber cars. They're probably 15 years away. Everybody thinks they're right around the corner. They're not. They're not right around the corner, because if anybody knows they kept up with the self-driving vehicles, there have been already 2 or 3 lawsuits on the Tesla that drives itself where the Tesla run in and killed somebody. Like when you're driving it and you can just let the car take over and drive you while you're reading a book or something. There's already like 2 or 3 lawsuits against Tesla where the Tesla ran into somebody and killed them. So self-driving trucks, we're not looking at self-driving trucks in 2022, 2023. We're looking at self-driving trucks in 2045. They're still a ways away. Self-driving Ubers, the same thing. But yeah, Noah, Hacking Hollywood, by the time you're probably my age, we might have self-driving trucks by then. Keep in mind, when I was your age, we thought we would have flying cars by now. We thought we'd be able to fly around and, like drone cars, like, the drones that we use to shoot our YouTube videos. We thought we would have cars like the Jetsons. That's never going to happen. Elon Musk, basically on the Joe Rogan Experience, said that will never happen. They're not feasible. They make too much noise. Let's see. Tasha Tilling says 2050 is supposed to be when singularity happens. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. That sounds like a good 2050 sounds like a good. Noah says, I'm looking forward to self-driving trucks either way. Yeah, hopefully we're alive to see them. I don't know if we will be. I think they're way on down the road. Because the problem is with a self-driving truck, you're putting it out there on a freeway with people that are in cars. So all it takes is one self-driving truck to go out of control and run over a family in a Suburban and kill everybody in the family. And the self-driving truck is going to get sued astronomically and put them out of business. So the only way they're going to be able to do the self-driving truck thing is that those self-driving trucks are going to have their own lane or their own part of the highway That's the only way I can see it happening. Like if they had like we have like HOV lanes, like in certain cities. Uh, I think if there was one lane, like an added lane that was just for the self-driving trucks, I could see that working. But I don't see self-driving trucks maneuvering in and out of traffic and LA traffic with people zooming in front of them and stuff like that. There's no way that a computer at this point is even close to keeping up with people zooming around in traffic. But yeah, it'll be cool when they do happen, Noah. Freedom Dove says Planet X is going to throw a wrench in all of our plans. Possibly. All I know is I miss Planet Fitness being open because that's where I used to take my showers. Anybody else? So that's another, my luck, Noah, hacking Hollywood. I would not buy a gym membership for 2.5, 3 years. I would not do it because I used to have an old 24-hour fitness gym membership that I ended up not going for like 2 years and was paying like $36 a month for this stupid membership for 2 years. And I didn't go. So I said, I'll never buy another gym membership. And then when people got into van life, they all started going, well, yeah, you can get a membership for Planet Fitness for $10, man. You can get your showers every night for $10. And then I looked into it. Well, that's for one Planet Fitness. So yeah, the one here, there's a brand new one here in Fullerton. It's right down the street. But if you pay $10, you only get one Planet Fitness. So you got to pay $20 so you can get all of the Planet Fitnesses. So I finally bit the bullet and started my membership to Planet Fitness because there was one right over where I used to work in the ghetto. And sure enough, as soon as I did, I got in there 2 times to take a shower before COVID hit and they shut down. Oh, man. Good times. Tasha Teeling says Nibiru strikes again. Planet Nibiru. Take it easy. Step Van Dan says coffee and YouTube. Yeah. Freedom Does says the government has known about Planet X for decades. They don't tell us because they don't want to cause panic for something inevitable. I don't know. That's all in those government files. Those secret government files. All right, guys. I said we was going to run this an hour today. It's just over an hour already. So, we got 12 people in the room. I always hate to cut the thing off, though, when there's a bunch of people in the room. Gary Miller says, yes, Planet Fitness showers. Missed them bad. Yeah, same here. Tasha Teeling says, I feel weird just going in to take a shower. Well, I don't just do that, Tasha Teeling. It actually motivates me to actually do some exercise. So I actually was going in and lifting, and the one that I was going to had like a little track around it. So I'd walk around the track, jog a little bit, do a little bit of exercise. But it is funny because a lot of van lifers, they don't exercise. They just literally walk in to take a shower and get out of there. But I was out in Palm Springs 2.5 weeks ago working out there, and I stopped at a truck stop and took a shower at was it a Pilot? Yeah, I think it was a Pilot, and it was $15. I remember when a truck stop shower was $7, and now it's $15 for a truck stop shower. Freedom Dove says, yeah, they're pretty secretive. Yes, they are, Freedom Dove. Tasha Tillman says, see you guys later. Hey, Tasha, thanks for stopping in. Glad you got your rig working again. Freedom Dove. Bye, Tasha. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm going to get off here too, guys. I appreciate it. Those of you that know, I don't think anybody in here are gamer enthusiasts or anything, but if you are, we'll be streaming over on Facebook Gaming as soon as this stream ends. I'll be, let's see, what time is it? It is 8:30, so I'll be on probably about 9:30. I'll start streaming over there if anybody wants to catch me. I don't know what the deal is. It was lagging on me last night, but I'm trying to get my steps. Facebook makes you jump through they all do. YouTube, Facebook, they all make you jump through these steps so you can get to a certain point where you can monetize, where you can make money from streaming on their service. So I have one more thing to do on Facebook, and I should do it today, but I'm not sure because I think you may have to have 10,000 followers or 10,000 people following your Facebook page. And I've only got like 1,500. So I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. Good night, Matilda. Thank you so much for showing up. But anyway, yeah, I have one more hoop to jump through for Facebook. And then I think I will be at a point where I can be monetized on Facebook. We'll see. That's my goal. That's what I'm shooting for. Freedom Dove says, I sent you an email with links to those supplements. Check your spam folder if you haven't seen it yet. I will do, Freedom Dove. Thank you so much. I haven't seen it. I checked my email, so it definitely might have went to my spam folder because I checked my email before I got on today on the stream. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm possibly looking at doing the live stream on Monday at 7:30, Wednesday at 7:30, and then Friday at 7:30. So, but right now I'm just playing it by ear. And for this week, I'm probably going to stream every day at 7:30 p.m. So, and then we'll settle down into a regular scheduled program for 3 days a week come next week. I'm just getting caught back up and trying to get back on the horse and get the streaming again. So I'm going to stream every day till Friday. So tomorrow and Friday, I will be on in the evening at 7:30 p.m. And then next week, starting Monday, we'll do a live stream on Monday, and then on Wednesday, and then Friday. That's what I hope to have scheduled. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of American Nomad. Thank you so much for stopping in and tuning in. It's good to see all your faces. I love all you guys. Thank you for all your support. And remember, hey, Noah. Noah says, I got a few hours of downloading the 100 gigabyte file for Call of Duty. Yeah. You know what? The funny thing is, Noah, is before I go, I downloaded Call of Duty last night on the Dell. The Dell didn't have it. I had it on the Alienware, but when I left my office, as I said last night, it was 5:00 this morning. When I left, I just left it uploading, and it uploaded. And I want to tell you, if you're still on here, no, I got something for you real quick. I did this right before the podcast today. So I did a speed test, an internet speed test, because the internet in this building, I love it. But on the, so you can't see this, but on the Alienware, on my Alienware, my speed test for the internet on my Alienware is, it was 35 megabytes download and 10 megabytes upload, which is pretty good. But look at this on the Dell, on the server. And I thought, well, this has got to be like a fluke. This has got to be like something weird. I ran 2 speed tests, or 2 or 3. I did this more than once. So on the Dell, on the server, 73.9 megabytes download and 9.4 megabytes upload. So again, the Alienware, 35 megabytes download, 10 up. On the Dell Inspiron server, 73.9, almost 74 megabytes download. So I'm going to probably, the goal now is probably to go ahead and do my original plan, which was build this T3600 for the office and put the Alienware, which I bought it for the truck, and put it back in the truck and have my Dell here in the office and my Alienware in the truck. So I have a PC either place I go. That was the original plan. That's why I got the 2 computers. I didn't need 2 computers, but that's why I got the 2 computers. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Hi and bye, Amy. Oh my God, Amy Preston, you just got here. Hi, Freedom to be. I just got home. Busy day. No worries, Amy. Good to see you. We're just signing off. I'll be on tomorrow, Amy, at 7:30 p.m. So anybody, like I said, again, I'll be on all this week at 7:30 p.m. So Thursday and Friday, 7:30 p.m. If you can join us, hope to see you. If not, it's okay. And that's going to do it for this episode. And remember, guys, keep looking up, because that's where it all is. Peace.